Okay, so good morning. All right, it is 5:24 in the morning on a Tuesday, July 25th, and I was having a thought, I guess you could say. And one of the thoughts that came up was, why do things not work out in relationships, or why is it you don't get the person that you want? There's a lot of reasons as to why you don't get the person that you want. It's not about you not being good enough. That's never the issue. And I don't want you ever to think that just because somebody rejects you or doesn't want you, that you're not good enough. It has everything to do with the fact that you're not in alignment with their energy. And my cat's meowing. Sorry, you guys. It's about you not being in alignment with their energy. It's about not being on the same vibration. Okay. You cannot be with somebody who doesn't match your vibration. And when you try to be with someone and, they're selfish, they're arrogant, they're living in their ego. I'm sorry, my eye is itching right now. I don't know why. And, they live in their ego, or maybe they are judgmental and you're not. Another reason is there's reasons that you don't know what's going on behind the background, what is causing this blockage. Sometimes it's even you believing you're not good enough. If you believe you're not good enough, you're not going to get them. If you think they don't care for you, you're not going to get them. It's all about manifestation. It's all about getting what you need. And sometimes you do get what you want, and sometimes you don't. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It doesn't mean you've done bad things in life that you deserve to be ridiculed or judged. The right person, there will be no obstacles. There will be no blockages. The right person, there will be an opening. And don't you ever notice that when you get into some relationships, it's just quick and it's easy? The easier ones are the ones that is meant for you. All right, even if it's a bad relationship. You also want to make sure that if it's easy, does a person go along with what you believe? I've been in a relationship where the person was all wrong for me, but it was easy, so I went with it, and I got burned in the end. So you have to think about a lot of different factors when you're going into a relationship. Are they the same vibration as you? And clearly, not everybody thinks the same, and that's fine. But it's just more of who matches your energy, who matches your beliefs. Okay? And I'm sorry, that's my cat looking out the window right there. That's what she does in the morning. So don't be so hard on yourself just because the person that you want doesn't reciprocate your feelings. Don't be so upset because they went with somebody else. Believe it or not, if they went with somebody else and they settled, that's their karma. That's their lessons. Okay, and a lot of people think karma as in a bad thing. Karma is not really karma. Karma is not bad. Even when it's bad, it's not bad. It's more of learning your lessons, putting yourself in another person's shoes so you understand what they were feeling at the time that you did the same thing to them. That's karma. That's all it is. Okay, it's not really meant to punish someone. It never was. Karma is not a form of punishment. Karma is a way of showing you that when you judge that person, this is how they felt. So now you have to feel those feelings right now. So you understand how your actions affected other people. I'm going to do a video on karma because we need to talk about that. But for right now, let's talk about why that person rejected you. And I'm sorry, this is why. Okay? It literally just jumped out. Before you can get with a person that you want, you need to be self-sufficient, independent. You don't need another person to complete yourself. Okay? When you can finally feel complete within yourself, you're complete when you're single. You know what? You have your beliefs, you understand who you are, and a lot of people don't know who they are right now. Let's just face it. When we are done with a society that's on the internet, you know, we're all on the internet. We're all on YouTube, it seems like. And we're listening to other people's beliefs, and we're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You're not here. Okay. I'll watch YouTube videos to get an idea of how other people perceive things, but it doesn't mean I'm going to believe them. It's more of me gathering intel to decide if maybe the way that I perceive things is wrong, and I will seriously consider their perception. Doesn't mean I'm going to take their advice. It doesn't mean I'm going to believe everything they tell me, but I'll take it into consideration, and sometimes I'll take little bits and pieces and I'll change it into something that is more understanding for me, for my personal situation, because we're all different. And because we're all different, that's what makes us so unique and so special into this world, because none of us is the same as the other. We all have different habits, different patterns, different thought process, and that's what makes this world so amazing, is the fact that we're so different. Okay? And that's what this card comes in. This card comes in about being true to yourself, being who you are, being in that divine energy, listening to God on your own, knowing you know who you are, know you're good, you're bad, you're ugly. That is one of the hardest things you can ever go through in life, is facing you. Bridget, sorry, my cat's gonna knock off everything. Stop. I have a screen in the back and she's rubbing against it right now. So you want to make sure that before you get into any kind of a divine relationship, and we're talking divinely guided, and it could be your soulmate. I don't care who they are. Okay, a lot of people are soulmates. When you're with somebody who is in alignment with your energy, that's a soulmate. That's what a soulmate is. It's just they're in alignment with your energy. And sometimes you know people on the other side, you're friends with them. That's a soulmate. We'll talk about that more later. So if you want to get with that special someone, you really want that person, you might want to decide if their energy aligns with you. If they're not a good person, but you are, that's why you didn't get them, because you're being protected. You don't want to be with somebody who hasn't done the healing like you have. You want to be with someone who has spiritually awakened to who they are. Okay? What I've noticed is when I don't get something, it's for my own protection. And I always find out later on as to why I didn't get that person. Okay? Usually the people that I don't get are the judgmental ones. And that's fine with me, because who wants to be judged, right? You don't want someone who's going to sit there and judge you for who you really are. You want someone who's going to accept you as you are. Someone who's going to love you as you are. Get into this mindset. And there's also another one. It's the Empress or the Emperor, right? You want to get into your element. You want to get into your power. You want to stop overthinking things. Okay? And I'm looking for a specific card. Start listening to your intuition. You know how, like, when you see somebody and they're giving you attention, and you're like, well, I really like this person, but there's something that there's this aching feeling like there's something you're not seeing about that person? Listen to it. There's a reason That's the universe telling you it's not meant to be. Okay, sometimes it can even be timing. Maybe that person is still going through an awakening, or they have to go through an awakening, so you have to give them space. And that's fine. But in the meantime, go date other people. Don't sit around and wait for them. It's one of the worst things you can do in life, is sit around and wait for a specific person. Because if you're waiting for them, you're in the lack mindset. And when you're in the lack mindset, you don't attract what you want. There's so many different levels of attracting and law of attraction that comes into these relationships, and what's meant to be and what's not meant to be. Don't ever lower your vibes for the wrong person, because you're going to get burned. Don't become someone that you're not. Stay in who you are. Stay in your truth. Stay in who you are. Listen to me. Stay in your truth. Be the person that you are. Be independent from the relationship. What you'll find is you'll actually start attracting more, especially better options. My issue is a lot of times people don't take the options. They'd rather have what they can't have, and that's when you're going against the flow, right? Imagine life as a river. Okay, this is how I perceive life. I perceive life as a river. I perceive life as options, and as you're going, even on a train, some people call it a train, I call it a river, because you don't have control. You have no oars with you. You are in a boat, literally just going with the flow of things. And if you just close your eyes and say, you know what, I would really like to have this person, but I don't know if they're right for me. And so, I put this into my spirit guide's hands. You become the emperor and the empress. Okay, because you are allowing the natural flow of life. You no longer have to control things, and you start to become wealthy, and you start to attract what you deserve, and that's so much more than what this person can give you. I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. I don't want to be negative. I don't want you to feel bad about yourself, because it's not really about you being a bad person. You didn't do anything wrong in life to not get the person that you want. It's just you're not in alignment with that person. And who knows, maybe that person's vibrations are high and yours are not, so you have to raise your vibrations. And all I can say is, if there's somebody's vibrations that's higher than yours, there's nothing wrong with raising your vibrations. Just don't lower them. Because when you lower them, you're lowering your standards. All right? Always be high vibrational. Always do the right thing. Always speak truth. One of the things that bugs me the most about people who sit there and they kind of go around the bushes and not speak the truth instead of being direct, I don't like it, because I don't get it. You're not gonna get my attention. You're gonna lose it. Be honest. Be blunt. Sorry, I heard a truck leaving. You want to be honest with yourself. Be honest with the people around you. One of my many readings I do is they show me these messages they send to people. None of it's direct. Okay? They're literally saying, oh, that they're talking about how this person is doing this person is doing that, in these text messages, and none of them ever come out and say, I'm in love with you, or I want you to be with me, or I miss you. None of them say that. They always talk around the subject. How can you get what you want if you don't ask? Just saying. If you're sending someone messages and you're trying to get them jealous, you're not going to get them. You're just not, because that person is not perceiving it. They don't perceive you trying to get them jealous. They perceive you being with somebody else or not being interested. Just being blunt on this. Okay? I don't want you thinking for 1 second that you're not good enough. Because you are. We're all good enough. We're just different. I'm going to do an incense right now. It's kind of a good morning for it. Don't be so quick to dismiss what can be. If there's someone that you really want, for all you can know, they could be kind of going around the bush, right? They could be not speaking the truth. You have to speak your truth. And you know what? You are gonna piss some people off. I'm not gonna lie, okay? I literally speak the truth a lot. It gets me into trouble. But those aren't the kind of people you want to be around, right? I mean, you'd rather be around with someone who can take the truth. I don't want someone around me that sits there and believes lies about themselves, how great they are. And yet they're going around and they're hurting people. I don't, I, I just don't, I don't go out and I don't speak lies. Okay, it doesn't mean I'm going to speak by opinion either, not about another person. Because who am I to judge? We're all imperfect. Just are. We have flaws. We're different people. We all have things about us that we don't like. And some of us can't get this thing to light. Look at this. This thing is not lighting. Oh, I'm out of power. Oh well. I have to charge my lighter. Anyways, if you really want life to get more easier, or if you want life to get easier, not more, if you want life to become easier, stop fighting the current. Go with the flow. If you're meant to be with that person, it will happen with or without you trying to control the outcome. It's just the truth. It's not rocket science. It's just manifestation. You have to keep your vibrations up. And you have to stay true to yourself. The right people will gravitate towards you. The wrong people will judge you. Think about it. And there's a lot of judgmental people out there. And those are the ones that I stay away from. If I catch any of my friends judging another person, I walk away from them. Because to me, that's them thinking that they're better, and they're not. You don't judge another person for their actions, you support them. Okay, if I see a friend making a choice that I don't agree with, it's their life. Do what you want. Live the life that you want. Don't worry about other people. Don't ever put yourself in a position to where you try to fit in, because we're not meant to fit in. If we did, we'd all be the same, and that'd be really boring. Okay? Be different. Be true to you. Be in this energy, because this is where manifestations come true. This is where you get what you need. Okay, and also if you don't get someone, it's because there's somebody else meant for you. And the way I see it is whenever I see, and I'm doing these readings, and I see where people want someone, and they're asking about the specific person. And then I tell them, well, okay, that person, they're not really ready for you, or maybe they're emotionally connected to somebody else. Okay, a lot of times, well, all times, but you have somebody else coming along, and then lo and behold, somebody else comes along, and they're like, this person is so much better, and then they're able to forget about that person. Don't ever sit around and wait for another person. Don't try to control the outcome. Let things flow. It's the only way you're ever going to get the life that you deserve. The house, the kids. If you don't want a house and kids, if you just want to be by yourself, go for it. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with being single. There really isn't. And that's where, just understand that it's okay to be who you are. Make your choices. Make choices based on what you want, not on what society pressures people to be like. Societal pressures is probably the worst thing we can ever do as a community, because no one should ever be asked to live the way we all do. If they want to live differently, accept them as they are, because that's how I am. I love people who are different, who are unique, who are not like everybody else. If I see people who are following and there's a lot of people out there my age following the crowd, the followers, go for it. If that makes you happy, go for it. But you're not living your truth when you're changing who you are to be with that group, because that group is all hiding their true selves, and never phases where people don't understand that I can see right through them. I can see through people just by looking in their eyes. And it doesn't mean that I mean it in a negative way, but it's just, if you're hiding who you really are and I look in your eyes, I see exactly who you are. I see your personality. I see your fears. I see your hopes, your dreams. So why hide it? Because I can look right into your eyes and I will see everything. And it's so funny. It's like, I literally did this to this one boss and he thought I was becoming interested in him. That's not what it was. I was reading him because he's being a complete ass. Excuse my language. So if you ever really want to know a person, whether they're good or bad, look at them in their eyes. Okay? You'll find out exactly who that person is. And if they're judging you, that will be in their eyes. If they appreciate you, it will be in their eyes. You have to remember that, okay? Don't lower your standards for anybody. Be you. Sorry. I'm hearing things behind me, and it's creeping me out. I don't know what's behind me, but I'm hearing something. I think it's my cat. Is she still at the window? Yeah, she is. She must be hiccuping, because I hear hiccups. Be happy. Go find your dreams. Life is too short to live in the shadows of others. Life is meant to be lived in the true purpose of who you are. You guys have an awesome Tuesday, and thank you for watching, and I need to go get me some breakfast before work. Thanks, guys.